Hi guys, TSM here, back for another video. So this one is the level 93 VXP Target. It's the target teardown, and we'll go through a live hit on the target. I've actually got 2 assassins built, and we'll also talk about the assassin fleet as well. I've got 4 options for builds, depending on what you want. I'm also going to give my recommendation based off of what I was seeing in this VXP Target. It's not obviously an indication of exactly what's going to come in the January 2022 raid, okay, when we start this skirmish raid set, but it might give us a bit of a hint. Yeah, outside on the water, then this is what you'll see. You'll see obviously the target then, which is indicated by this here, so level 93 VXP, okay, and inside then it's obviously it's all ships, which is good to see. There's a bit of a mixture. Down on the outside, there are 3 ships at the bottom and there are 3 ships at the top. What have we got on the outside? So interestingly, there's a Phantom Gluttony down here, okay, which seems to have aura rings. You'll see in the live hit in a minute, 3 aura rings basically, which do explosive damage, and it fires rockets as well when you get close to it. You can get close into it and it stops firing at you. So that's worth remembering. And then basically you've got 2 ships here. Now these look to me like Ronins. They fire concussive torps, okay then, and nothing else. They seem pretty easy to kill, okay. And zooming in then, we've got other ships in the center. So we've got a ghost crawler here in the middle, okay. This seems to fire flame rings at you once you've triggered it, but only once there's other ships around. Once you've killed the other ships around the outside, it seems to stop firing. I couldn't get it to fire at me once all the other ships were dead. We've also got 2 more Phantom Gluttonies there and there, okay. And then this looks like Vengeful Ronins to me. It looks like the standard Vengeful Ronin, okay. I think this is concussive torps again, and it looks to me as if they're slightly different though. They track as well, I noticed, but we'll double check that when we get in there. I couldn't quite work out what these 2 sort of like rings did. I tried firing through them, my torps got through, and they sort of like, my countermeasures still seemed to work even if they were in that area. So I wasn't quite sure what that's supposed to indicate. So and the last thing is then there's some fangtooths. Look, there's 4 of them in this one here. Now to me they look like standard concussive torps as well, but they also when they explode and die, they let an area effect which slows you. So just be cautious on that. So build options then. First one is obviously with Guided Scrambler 3. The remaining specials are actually all identical. Obviously, it's the new ones that are obviously limited, and some that were actually on the Ronins before. But this option here with Guided Scrambler 3 and 1 Cormorant countermeasure then to stop their incoming torps. This one here then comes out with a combat speed basically of 103, which I think is a little bit slow. Now I've done one of the VXP targets. But it's got an evade look, a really, really high evade of 78.5. And we know that the fact that upgrading as we've going along has required extra evade as well. The hull even started raw with some evade on it. So evade is going to be important, particularly with incoming torpedoes, but I don't think that's probably the way to go. Second option then, is slightly less on the evade. It's 70 instead of 78.5. Combat speed is better. It's 117, which is nice to see. But it's okay, but it's still missing one thing. For the cormorants to work, what you need is projectile speed, and at the moment I've got 30% projectile speed, which I still don't think is enough. We'll move forward and take a little look. Okay, so the next thing we've got is basically we have got the damage diffusion system on this one. So this is the one I think they want you to build, because this has got all the armors, okay, are the 10.5. But obviously you have to have 2 cormorants fitted to do that. Okay, so if you want to, and these are all the limited torpedoes at the moment. So if you want to go for all the armors, okay, with damage diffusion system, you've got to go with 2 cormorant countermeasures. You can't do anything but. But instead, the option you can go for, you can actually get another torpedo on if you wanted to, but you have to drop down to the previous tier on the armor. Noting on mine, okay, then as I think you get less explosive if you drive these targets compared to concussive, so you can step down 1 level on the concussive armor there, and I've got 2 of the other 2 10.5 ones, and I've got 1 of the explosives. So actually to build, these are the ships I've gone with, okay? So I've actually gone for one of each at the moment, and I want to see what they look like in the target. Okay, here we are. We're in the game then, we're live, and yeah, okay, here's the 93 target in front of us. So we'll hit one live. I've got 2 submarines here. There's the target. There's 3 ships down the bottom. Now, if you're VXPing, it's really, really good to kill just this ship and exit. I was getting sort of 70 to 80 um, K, obviously with a salty crew as well. So just by killing that one ship and exiting, I was getting 7 to 80K, and then going back out and coming back in again and killing the one that's basically sitting there at the top. Okay, you'll notice they don't actually start moving unless you start moving. So there's those 3 aura rings I was talking about. Let's zoom and have a look. So those, I think, mildly affect your ships, but you'll see it starting to move in a minute. Now, whilst these are 2 ships that I have built that are U3, so don't worry about the damage because obviously a lot of people won't be anywhere near that yet. These are the speed of 120. Here we go. It starts to move now. There's the explosive rockets coming in. Look, but if you get in close look, you notice it's not firing anything at me now. It can't, and I can then just track it and then kill it. Okay. It took some explosive damage because you can see the retreat buttons. Obviously, it grayed out. But that wasn't too bad. Now, even I managed to kill that in 2 passes, basically. And basically, from then I just exited the target. I only had 1 torpedo on each ship at the time. Just a single torpedo on 2 ships. So that's that out the way. And these, I think, like we said, these are the normal Ronin, and I think they just got. Bear in mind, I've got 3 cormorants on. That's it. And yes, these are already sculled. I know that. But I am avoiding most, not all, but most of the torpedoes. That you can see that my counters are working quite fine. I'm trying not to actually hit him if I can kill him. I want to stay away, so I want him to fire. Notice that he can outrange me. Okay, so that's those done. So that wasn't too bad. So you notice that the Fangtooth have started moving, and this other, obviously, which is a Conqueror ship, is actually moving up and down. So that's the Phantom Gluttony. The other 2 are stationary at the moment. So I'm going to try and clear some of this area over here because I want to show you what the Ghost Crawler does as well. So these are the Vengeful Ronin. We'll take a look at these. Now I think this goes around in a circle because he started up there. But if I get too close, then these will start firing, and then obviously that's just causing me too much damage. I can't remember if it actually turns around. They generally, when they get so far, they start turning around and going towards you. So, oh, that's the rockets coming in. I'll target him to kill him off. Oh, I've triggered the other one now, so I want to get outside that aura if I can. I don't think I've quite managed to kill him. No, I haven't. Let's zoom in. And you'll see the other type of... There you go. See the different side of torpedo now. Look, there it is there. Look. So these are quite different compared to the standard Ronins. I can't quite work out what this green aura does. It doesn't seem to do a great deal. Okay, this is firing explosive again. This isn't a textbook takedown. This is just a case of completing the target and showing what's in there. So that's done. Right, we're probably going to go and hit those Fangtooth now, and I want to show you what happens when I oh, he's moved around. So there we go. That's it. And these are fire rings. Yes, they are fire rings. Okay. And I believe that, and they're quite powerful as well, which is why I think you need a fast ship. And this is a combat speed of 120 now. And they seem to have a random pattern. They don't seem to fire in the same place every single time. So you can scout around the outside, look, as I did there. Here's another one just coming out. There's 3 more. So it doesn't seem to have a standard pattern. And look, if I go into this ring, you'll notice, look, now I'm much slower. And I've surfaced as well, look. Or have I surfaced? They're not supposed to surface. No, I think I'm just slower. Maybe it's stopping me from firing as well. So there was maybe just the slow effect. So that circle there then turned red, and I think it was just the slow effect. I'll just go back in and have a little look. In this case, it disappears. It'll probably disappear. No, I'm back in. There you go. So there's the effect. Look, I can see the down arrow for speed, and now it's gone away. Right. So the Ghost Crawler's come out. So keep away from it a little bit. I mean, I don't mind taking a bit of damage just to show, but we'll get rid of the Conqueror hull. Bizarre why it's there, I have no idea. Right, so he's gone. So we'll just prove the fact that, look, if I get close to this thing, now whether it's a range, so now he's not firing. So is it on a timer maybe? I'm not so sure. Or is it when the other ships are in range? So this Ghost Crawler's doing nothing at the moment. The Fang Tooth's easy enough to kill. So there we go. It's fired off 3 then. Let's kill the rest of these ships, shall we? And we'll go back and get the Ghost Crawler last. I'm still not sure what the rings do on the Gluttony either, to be honest. But anyway, it's 2 ships are killing it, and like I said, this is only just 2 submarines, so it's not as if I've got a full fleet, because obviously we don't have enough torpedoes yet, do we? Unless you want to go for the routine torpedo. Okay, so he's still managing to fire at me. Look, I'm right in the middle of a ring now, so that was quite powerful. It doesn't slow you, but it definitely does damage. And we'll kill off this last one. And look, they are normal, everyday torpedoes, or it looks like they are everyday torpedoes. Most of them you can keep away from. So let's see if this thing, oh, there's 2 ships at the top. We better get rid of those first. I just want to see if this thing here does do anything once we get close to it, now that all the submarines have gone. So we really should focus on one, I suppose, first. Okay, there we go. Right, now let's get close to this Ghost Crawler and see if it's actually going to fire at us. Now, earlier on when I exited and left the Ghost Crawler by itself, it was just sitting in the middle here and it wouldn't exit actually. And I couldn't target it from around the outside of this. None of my torpedoes would go through. Nothing would go through. I had to go to the frontage here, and even when I went to the front, it didn't trigger. It just sat there, just let me kill it. So if you want somebody else to actually come and get some VXP, you can always kill everything else for them. You know, if you're in that position and then you want them to get VXP, then they can just come in and kill the Ghost Crawler and get some points. So look, it's definitely not firing, is it? Okay, and we'll go in and take it out now. It didn't seem to do anything when it blew up either. No, it just sank. That was it. Okay, that's the target completed then. So, like I said, we'll switch back in a second to we'll have a look at the build. I mean, from that total then, 3% taken on explosive, but that's because I went into those rings a few times on purpose. So, in general, I was getting 2% and 2%, which is why I was quite content to have 3 concussive plates, armors, and then 1 explosive. Right, let's go in and have a look, and we'll just show the builds. And I suppose the question is as well is what are they targeting first? Are they targeting ship 1 or are they targeting ship 2 first? Okay, so with an hour and 5, this one here then has got the 2 cormorants on. Okay, then so they both got damage diffusion system on. They're both at 120 combat speed, and yes, I think Sea Serpents is going to be a very important crew because your forward speed's faster than obviously your turn speed. So I think adding that one there will make a huge difference, not only just by the fact that it increases the evade, it will obviously increase your turn speed as well, and it looks like you need a lot of turn speed in this target. But anyway, so an hour and 5, we'll take that off, so it's 32 minutes, and bear in mind then that's the one that's got all the proper armors on. And then over here, if we can find it, and look, it's identical. So, and this is the one with just the 1 cormorant on this one here, and I've also gone down 1 tier. We'll just show you. I've gone down 1 tier then onto the Z3 CT as opposed to the Y3 CT. Okay, so this is the old tier 10 as opposed to tier 10.5, and yeah, survival is different at 15,000 as opposed to 30,000. But I think as these things start getting upgraded, I think that's less important. Armor points is still 20,000 for both of them. and you still get concussive damage of plus 3% on both. So I don't think it makes a huge amount of difference. It seems like the repairs time was identical for both. Okay, so that's it. That's as far as I've got. Okay, just thought that might help. TSM out.